So Kanye's sales projections have come out. They're not the official sales, just the projections. And usually they go up or down like 5-10K. And I could very well see that happening with Kanye. What I don't understand though, because they came out a little bit low, I'm not gonna lie. Y'all let me know what you thought. So Kanye was projected to sell, or is projected to sell, because the week has just started. I think he dropped it on like Saturday. So it was a little bit late, but it's projected to sell 140,000 copies this first week. Talking about Vultures Volume 1. Now, something to note though, which I don't understand, and hopefully we can censor this. Hopefully it doesn't get blocked. But regardless, even if it does, I don't care. It was the top streamed song globally on Spotify. Yeah, I saw that. And then I think it was probably somewhere along the lines on that of Apple Music. The only reason I could see that maybe it was not, it could not go higher, because if you think about it, Kanye is arguably one of the, I mean, for sure, actually, one of the biggest artists in the world. He gets the most people talking about his album when he drops it. So you would think that on Twitter and Instagram, with how many posts are going down, all the updates about the listening parties and everything, that it would be like selling 300, 400K with the likes of Drake and like the big dog artists like J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar, etc., etc. But what people didn't realize is that he dropped this album independently. I believe, yes, Jules actually announced this to the world, because I think she was somehow involved in the creative process, or maybe like for the listening party, because I think she's a promoter. But if he dropped it independently, then there aren't the same connections of like radio play, or like, I don't know, there's just not as much infrastructure for marketing. Although I don't know if Kanye needs that marketing, but still 140K, like people were saying that maybe even like Uzi outsold that with Pink Tape. And people didn't even like Pink Tape. I think it hit what, like 145 or 165, something like that. And so does that mean that Uzi's a bigger artist than Kanye? But Uzi's backed up by Atlantic Records. Now, this is what tells me that like the industry is kind of rigged, because somehow for some reason, I bet you if Kanye were to drop this same album, same rollout, the only difference is that he dropped it under like Universal or Warner, I bet you he'd be doing like 200, 300. They'd pull some sort of fucking moves like botting the streams or whatever it is they do behind the scenes. And again, this was the most talked about album. Like, no, there was not, like, Twitter was literally just only Kanye. If you weren't talking about Kanye, then, or like the Super Bowl, like going into the Super Bowl, there was nothing else going on Twitter for you to talk about. So you would think that it would be outshining, say, what did like 21 Savage first week sales? I feel like, okay, 131. So you're telling me that, okay, that was just I Was. What was the last album that 21 Savage dropped? I believe it was like, 160, maybe, like that. American Dream. All right. American Dream. 133. So you're telling me Kanye, I didn't see one person talking about 21. Actually, I did. People were listening to the 21 Savage album, but like, I know a lot of people who did not care about it whatsoever, because to be honest, in my opinion, 21 Savage kind of mid, because he does the same bars every single song that he's on. I don't need a full project. A feature here and there is cool with me, because he got this specific swag on him. But you would think that Kanye would have washed the fuck out of him. So there's got to be something fishy going on. But with that being said, it could be because he's not on the radio. It could be because he's not on other outlets that record labels be doing. I don't know. But at least Kanye did make like $19 million on Yeezy the day of the Super Bowl. So that's a plus. Who cares about, like, what even is 140,000 in streams? 140,000, you're supposed to do what, times 1,500. So that's That's 210 million. So 210 million. Fuck. Let me just do this. 140K times 1500 divided by, or no, times 0.0045. That's almost a mil right there that he made in the first night just off of streams, which is still kind of a lot. I'm not gonna lie, but with clothes, completely trumps whatever he was gonna make just off streams. So that's so low. Yeah, I mean 140K. I also think that the merch bundles kind of fucked everyone's perspective on what high first week sales are, because even Travis Scott, like, he didn't drop his album Utopia until Billboard changed the rules like literally a month before, and then he's like, okay, we got the green light to drop, we can drop all of the Utopia merch, whatever, the vinyls. He dropped them for $5 each. I complained because it took literally like 2 months to get here, and then they ended up sending me 2, so who knows if they counted that as 2 album sales right there. But yeah, so I don't know if Kanye got to finesse it like that. Also, I think the whole Spotify situation kind of messed it up too, because on Saturday, remember, we were like listening to the album on YouTube in the most busted ass way because it just wasn't uploading to Spotify, and first week sales start counting at like Friday. So maybe Friday morning, that is. So maybe with the algorithm that the projections usually use, they take the time frame of like Friday morning to say whenever now is or whenever yesterday is that they announce the projections. So maybe it's like it might be way higher than we think. It might be like 175, because usually there's a lot more data in the first, Friday, whereas it dropped on Saturday or something. So maybe it's just missing a huge chunk and it thought that like nobody was streaming it. Who really knows though? Kanye is an independent artist right now. His album sales not going to be high. At least he pockets the money. Facts, bro. Facts. I mean, I was talking to a friend who's like in the music industry. You basically not touching your royalties at all. If you do like a 360 deal and you take like a big ass advance, say goodbye to your royalties, bro. Unless you really pop off like some Trippy Red or like Ice Spice shit, you ain't touching any of your royalties, because they're gonna make that back like 5 times, because you recoup at like 20% or something, because that's usually like the royalty rate. So if you get $1 million, just say that, just take that money and don't think that you're getting anything back, and just use that to buy a house or something. But now Kanye, he gets to drop music, drop clothes. He used some money for the Super Bowl commercial, made almost 20 mil plus the mil within the first week for this album. So he just made 21 mil basically. He's killing it on like a couple of days. He's a genius. He's a genius for dropping an album, his rollout during the Super Bowl. So not only he can promote his album, he didn't even promote his album. He promoted his clothes, but because the clothes like Yeezy, whatever, it's just all connected to his music too. So it just feeds off each other. Super Bowl is the most televised event in the world, or maybe not the world, but like in America, because I don't know if like the FIFA World Cup gets higher viewership, but still like genius. Big brain moment. He's up 21 mil in like 4 days. Say all you want about sales, he's making more bread. Nah, facts. Show me one artist who's making, you got to realize that's also revenue. Okay. So who knows how much money he actually had to put into the listening parties, let's say, but he also sold tickets there. So that probably paid for itself and then profited actually. So let's just not count that at all. But all the production, let's see, the Super Bowl, I believe he paid $7 million for that ad. What else? The clothes, like shipping it, also the manufacturing costs, like he probably pocketed, I would say, like, I don't know, at least 10, maybe 15 tops So maybe more. I don't know. At least 10 though. So yeah, say what you want about any of these artists. These artists ain't making 10 mil in a week. I'll tell you that right now. And he could do that again. He could drop Vultures 2 in like a few months, sell another catalog of or product line of Yeezy. He's making another 10 M's. Doing 140K organically is actually amazing. Facts. I mean, I was talking to another person about this. Like, actually, it might have been the same one as like you ain't touching your money type shit. But what even marketing can you do if you're if you're on his label? Like, I feel like it's already done. People are already talking about the album. People, like, you got a walking billboard right there poking out her ass. Like, wherever she goes, people are going to be staring. Okay, so they're going to be staring at Kanye. Kanye is also a spectacle of his own. Like, look at the mask he's wearing. So they're already posting him. What money could you be putting in to actually increase your marketing? There people are already gonna put him on their playlist. Rap Caviar is probably, that's what happens when you're like the biggest artist in the world, or even like the richest people in the world, or most famous. It's like you make all this money so that you can use it for, like, I don't know, to make more money, but then, or to like enjoy life. But then you go to the club and you're trying to buy a table, but they're like, nah, you get it for free. Like, we're paying you now. So it's like you can't even spend your money when you're that rich.